Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. And in this update, we are going to talk about Ethereum Classic. And if you remember, the last time that we made a video about ETC, we were right around this area. And in here, I said we are going to have some sort of a move up, but odds are that's going to be a correction structure. And well, after that correction is over, we may see a continuation of our move down. Also, in that update, we specifically talked about this bullish divergence in MACD, and I think we had the same also in stock RSI, and I said this is a good sign, but all eyes should be on this important divergence line. Why? Because the moment that we get a break of this line, at that point we can say our move down in ETC is going to actually continue quite a bit. So what happened? Pretty much that. Right in here and on this chart, I think it translates to this point. We got a break of our divergence, and what happened next? We continued our move on the downside. The question is, can we argue the low in ETC is already in? The answer is surprisingly yes. You see, here is how. Let's go around here. Excuse me, there we go. You see, if you want to argue, for example, we're going to have our final low around here. Let's say this is like a very important support. Then, okay, off of this point, we need to be able to find a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulsive structure up. This specific example is a normal 5 wave. Sometimes we can have other kinds of 5 waves, and in this case, we want to talk about a leading diagonal in form of a wedge, which looks like this. This is our initial move up into wave 1, which has to be the biggest wave, followed by that correction for wave 2, another move up into wave 3, it must be smaller than our wave 1, correction for 4, it has to be smaller than wave 2, and also, unlike a normal 5 wave, in this area we must have, again, important, we must have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, and this is our final move up into wave 5, which must be the smallest wave. And for our sub waves, you probably know what I'm about to say. 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. Let's change the color so you can see it a bit better. There we go. And for wave 2 and 4, we can consider different possibilities, but if you want to go 100% according to the rules, then okay, you have to say that for wave 2 and 4, both at the same time, we must have ABCs. Again, very important point, we must have them. This is one very important difference between a wedge structure and a normal 5 wave. In a normal 5 wave, we can also consider some WXYs, but again, if you want to go according to the rules, in a wedge or an expanding leading diagonal, doesn't really matter, we must have ABCs. Now let's go on the live chart and see what is happening and why can we say maybe the final low in ETC is already in. So what do we have in here? Overlapping of the waves between this move down and also this one. So this, from my point of view at least, pretty much does eliminate the possibility of having a normal 5 wave. Now, this is the key. This move on the upside is smaller than this one, and this is the smallest wave. Also, this move down is bigger than this one, and since we are having overlapping of the waves, well, okay, all the rules pretty much does apply to this structure being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in form of a wedge, and I'm hoping that on a higher degree, this is going to be into a wave 1, and then we are having maybe, I would say most likely actually, an A, B, C in form of a zigzag into wave 2, and I'm hoping that this move up is going to be into a wave 3 and 4 and 5. Now, if this is the case in ETC, from here moving forward, you need to see some more strong price action showing up. And what you do not want to see is from here or maybe a bit higher, not important, a move down in order to take this low. Because if we do this at that point, instead of having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe we should consider the possibility of having an ABC in form of a zigzag, indicating the final low maybe is not in yet, and from these areas at that point, I think we should consider our move down to continue in order to even take the lowest low down here about $12.50. But as long as we're not doing that, I think we can be a bit optimistic. And again, if this is happening, you need to see a decent continuation of our move up into wave 3, 4, 5. If we have something like this in ETC in the next couple of days, at that point, you are going to see me talking bullish with a bit more confidence. So for now, let's hope for this structure to happen. And as long as we're not proven otherwise, let's be a bit optimistic than before. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Ethereum Classic's price chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.